Travis Wayne Goodsell. Okay, Mormons, it's go time. I do not have time to go over all my vast library of warnings for you. If you do not have the oil in your lamps and a reserve oil now, I can't help you. I can't go over everything for you so that you can know and understand what is about to happen. 19 July 1840, Joseph Smith said this. Speaking of the parable of the 12 olive trees of the land of Zion, it consists of all North and South America, but that any place where the saints gather is Zion, which every righteous man will build up for a place of safety for his children. The olive trees are 12 stakes, which are yet to be built, not the temple in Jackson County, Missouri, as some suppose. For while the 12 stakes are being built, we will be at peace, but the nations of the earth will be at war. And those 12 stakes must be built up for the redemption of Zion can take place, before the redemption of Zion can take place. And those who refuse to gather and build when they are commanded to do so cease to be saviors of men, and thenceforth are good for nothing. Okay. Even this nation will be on the verge of crumbling to pieces and tumbling to the ground, and when the Constitution is upon the brink of ruin, this people will be the staff upon which the nation shall lean, and they shall bear the Constitution away from the very verge of destruction. Then shall the Lord say, Go, tell all my servants who are the strength of mine house, mine young men, my middle-aged, etc., come to the Lord of my vineyard, and fight the battle of the Lord. Then the kings and queens shall come, and the rulers of the earth shall come. Then shall all saints come, yea, the foreign saints shall come and fight for the Lord of my vineyard. For in this thing shall be their safety, and they shall have no power to choose, but will come as a man fleeth from sudden destruction. But brethren, come ye, come all you, come and go to with your mights and build up the cities of the Lord. Zion and Jerusalem. Zion and Jerusalem must be built up before the coming of Christ. And I prophesy in the name of the Lord that the state of Illinois shall become a great and mighty mountain, as a city set upon a hill that cannot be hid. The city of Nauvoo shall also be a great city. We'll build a great observatory, a watchtower, great temple, even as Solomon did, in Missouri. Not Missouri, sorry, in Illinois, not Missouri. Okay, next. 4566. Doctrine and Covenants, section 45. And it shall be called the New Jerusalem, a land of peace, a city of refuge, a place of safety for the saints of the Most High God. Remember, Illinois, not Missouri, not Utah. And the glory of the Lord shall be there, the terror of the Lord shall be there, and as much wicked will not come into it, and it shall be called Zion, and it shall come to pass that the wicked will not that every man that will not take his sword against his neighbor must needs flee unto Zion for safety. And that'll be the big gathering place. Again, Illinois, not Missouri, not Utah. Okay, section 103. Wrote down a list so that I can go through these quickly, so I don't spend an hour on this or 30 minutes on this. We're already at 5 minutes on this. Behold, I say unto you, the redemption of Zion must needs come by power. 16. Therefore I will raise up unto my people, Mormons, a man who shall lead them like as Moses led the children of Israel. So shall the redemption of Zion be. 85, verse 7. And it shall come to pass that I, the Lord God, will send one mighty and strong. The previous one was Moses. Here's Samson, holding the scepter of power in his hand, to set in order the house of God, to arrange by lot the inheritances. Matthew 25. Parable of the 10 virgins. Do you guys know and understand this? Like in the kingdom of heaven unto 10 virgins. It says, then shall the kingdom of heaven. It's talking about the kingdom of earth. And the author made a mistake here, because it just went over the last days prophecy. So then, in the last days, shall the parable of the 10 virgins be fulfilled, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Who is the bridegroom? I already went over that with you. And 5 of them were wise, 5 of them were foolish. It is not a 50-50 split. It is a part division in the mind. You can have one person who's wise and the rest foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, took no oil with them. This is what I told you about in the beginning. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. We are in go time. This is no time to say, hey, teach me everything I need to know about the latter days, Travis. Can't happen. It's too late. The rain is pouring down. We didn't get to that one. While the bridegroom tarried, they slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, when the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. And all the virgins rose, trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, Travis, for our lamps are gone out. We didn't study the scriptures. We weren't prepared. We didn't know the signs that came. We didn't listen to you. But the wise answered, saying, not so, unless I get caught up in it as well, and end up dying with you. Okay, the door was shut. Okay, now 24:37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark. This is it time. And knew not until the flood came and took them away. I did the warning on my website last night before I came back and did it, because I couldn't get to sleep. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Next one, 15:22. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand ye in the holy place. Let whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea, it is not Jerusalem, is it? It's America, it's Southern Illinois. We've already gone over this. So who is Judah then? Well, Judea, Judah phonetically the same as Utah. Mormons. Let the Mormons who are in Utah flee into the mountains. The eastern mountains. I went over that in the video last night. Let him which is, on the housetop, not come down and take anything out of his house. That's why I told you about the backpacks. One for food, one for clothing, one for hygiene, sanitation, first aid, thumb drive with your IDs, documents, pictures, videos of a personal nature. Have those ready to go, because when it happens, you will not have time to assemble them. Woe be unto them that are pregnant and have little children who are nursing. Pray your flight be not in winter. It's summertime, we're safe there. But Sabbath day. Wouldn't that be horrific if it were on the Sabbath day? That's why I'm concerned about this weekend. There's a sign in the heavens on the 5th, even on the 4th. 4th and 5th, there's a sign in the heavens going on. That's this weekend, this end of the week. That's tomorrow and Friday. Because again, pay attention to the news. Trump has gathered his armies to D.C. He has taken the Utah National Guard to D.C. He most likely took other National Guards. Utah just covered their own National Guard story. I didn't have time to watch the video. But pray that your flight not be in winter on the Sabbath day. For then shall the great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. For the elect's sake, for those days shall be shortened. False prophets, false Christs, deceive the elect. That corresponds with section 3. And then there's the sun darkened, moon turned to blood. I've already gone over all those and all the videos and such. They've happened. Let's see, did I go? Yeah, I went to 22. Okay, now we can go back to 45, and we'll be done. Section 45. And 48. Then shall the Lord set his foot upon this mount, and it shall clave in twain, and the earth shall tremble and reel to and fro, and the heavens and also shall shake. Which mountain? We'll get to that. I've already gone over it. You should now know it by now, even though I summarized it for you, and if you don't catch on, let's see, 51. And then shall the Jews. Is it Jerusalem? No, it's Utah. That's the mount. Top of the mount. Utah. Then shall the Jews? Nope, Mormons. Then shall the Mormons look upon him and say, what are these wounds in thy hands and feet? These are the wounds which I was wounded in the house of my friends. I am the Son of God. And then shall they weep. The Mormons shall weep because of their iniquities, and they shall lament because they persecuted their king. Who is the king? He's the one like Moses, raised up unto the Mormons. He is the one like Samson, with the scepter of power in his hand, to set in order the temple of God. 53? Yeah, so that's it. We're done. Did it under 15 minutes. I don't know when. Like I said, signs are Friday. But Trump, he's preparing for some. That's right. That's the one I need to cover. Almost forgot this. Alma 61. Okay. Did I go too far? Okay. Verse 8. They have got great possession of the land, or the city of Zarahemla. They have appointed a king over them, and he hath written unto the king of the Lamanites, in the which he hath joined an alliance with him, in the which alliance he hath agreed to maintain the city of Zarahemla, which maintenance he supposeth will enable the Lamanites to conquer the remainder of the land. Remember, we just went over this. Jerusalem will, or America will become a land conquered. And he will allow the Lamanites to conquer the remainder of the land, and he shall be placed king over this people when they shall be conquered under the Lamanites. And I went over this in the video last night. Zarahemla is understood in the north, and so the Lamanites come up from the south. DC is in the east, rotated around. Where are the Lamanites coming? Who are the Lamanites? Putin, from the west coast to the east coast. That's why Mormons need to flee to the mountains toward Zion. Flee to Zion. And yeah, it does appear that Utah has also made arrangements, an alliance, and to agree to maintain the city of Utah, Salt Lake City, the land of Utah. And supposing that when the Russians invade, that they shall be placed king over this part of the land. And remember, Mormons, what is the symbol of the church on the Seagull Gate, on the temple doors of the Salt Lake Temple in Nauvoo that was established on the anniversary of the Illuminati, May 1st, the symbol of Lucifer. Like I said, I don't have time to argue, I don't have time to get into a discussion. It's lamp oil time, and if you don't have it, it's too late. So hopefully you've got the gift of faith, because you're just going to have to trust us. So again, my plan, get your backpacks. Hopefully we can get people to take semi-trucks and moving trucks to fill up with these items as well. A truck for food, trucks for clothing, trucks for hygiene, sanitation, trucks for first aid, trucks for tools of the trade. Also, go to Home Depots and wherever to get tools and all sorts of stuff, so that we can then flee on an instant notice. We don't have time to make plans when it hits. And everybody, not just Utah Mormons, but all Californians, Oregonites, Washingtonians, Idahoans, everybody, get onto the 70. Meet in Denver, Colorado, at the Amazon distribution, or the fulfillment center in Denver. There's one right off of the 70. It's right there. You can't miss it. We'll meet there as the first gathering place, and then we'll just follow the 70 to Illinois.